All right, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. Appreciate it as always. All right, so today it is not as hot as it was the other day when I was melting in my room. Apparently, the temperature dropped like you wouldn't believe. Uh, flown, flown grown. Sorry, thank you for the 5x5. Dobie, Rad. Why why does it look like this? Anyway, sorry. Kathy, Cole, Maria, Sarita, Enterprise, Visit, Evolving Media, Wide Awakening, thank you. Wide Awaken, thank you for the 5x5. Rhonda, JF Enterprise again, Jakin, Patty, Scott, Laura, Zorro, thank you for the 5x5 or the 5x56. Um, Cheap Girl, Let's Go, Louder, BH, Master Blaster, thank you for the 5x5. Vanessa, Flown Grown, Brian, Phillips, Pumpkin, Vanessa, thank you for the 5x5. Scott, Nancy, Troll, Kim, Jose, Winston, thank you for the 5x5. It looks different. It says at what your names are. It's strange. Maria Jackson and Prep to Adapt, thank you for the 5x5 on Rumble. Appreciate it. Everything's going. Thank you, Maria, for asking. Everything's all right, as it should be, I guess. Yeah, it looks weird. It's just catching me off. It says at by all of your names now. Before it just said your name, but now it says at, so it threw me off a little bit. Evil Monkey, thank you for the 5x5. Groundhog, thank you for the 5x5. It's just it's I'm sorry. Give me a second. Yeah, comma, right into a ravine. Um, Firehouse banter. So, anyway, yeah, it just looks strange. It looks very strange now. It's throwing me off. It's gonna take me a little time to get used to it. It always does that. They always change something up, and then you're like, "What the fuck are we looking at?" You know. But Crystal, thank you for the donations. I appreciate it. He said, "Don't at me, bro." Yo, it's just strange. I'm sunburnt. Yeah. Again, it's nice and cool now, but yesterday, I mean, the day before when I did the live stream, it was a fucking oven in here. But yesterday, it was like a breezeway. I had the windows open, the wind was blowing through. I'm like, yeah. According to Sarita, the YouTube obviously changed our names with the at on it. It's dumb. It's the dumbest thing. Like, and they do this shit like they're helping us out. I don't know. I'm not. Yeah, it's just threw me off. That's all. So now I got to get used to that bullshit. Michael, thank you for the 5x5. It's just the craziest shit. New York is getting flooded lately. Rat, I heard a lot of rain being dropped up there, but prep not. Oh my God, I'm out. um, Prepper Revelator sent me an image in Florida, not Florida, China. China got a cyclone and tons of water dropped on them. And the cities that he showed me were completely flooded. And they have another one right behind it. So it looks like there's going to be a lot of people wiped off this planet. But again, Lenora, thank you for that. But again, that's why I'm talking about the Doomsday timeline being accelerated. Now, I started writing this show out, but next July 1st or the 30th of June, whatever Monday is, I'm going to do a live stream on catastrophes and catastrophic and apocalyptic scenarios. And I was just Googling this stuff, and it's interesting what Google will tell you, or whatever the AI is will tell you, that's like, going to be catastrophic. So there's a couple of good informational things in there, things I was pretty like, oh, that's interesting, that there are thought processes out there where there are other experts who look at, for example, the possibility of an AI apocalyptic scenario, on apocalyptic AI, excuse me, where the takeover is 5 to 10%, where AI can possibly cause extinction on the human race. So it was in a 2022 expert survey with 17% response rate gave a median expectation of 5 to 10% of the possibility of human extinction from artificial intelligence. Now, that was a 17% response rate out of however many people they sent it to. I would guarantee you in 2025, if they send this same questionnaire out again, the number is going to jump from 17 to probably over 30 to 40% of a response. And they're going to sit there and say the same thing, because we are all watching this a cyclone. Is it a cyclone, or let me look it up. I'm pretty sure it was a cyclone, or whatever version they have of a hurricane. Like we have hurricanes. What's the opposite of a hurricane? That's what it would be. So yeah, he sent this. So let me see if I can pull this up. China, breaking news. This is 7 hours ago. This is about the Hodge twins. China hit by the worst flood in record history. Guizhou is underwater. I think that's called Rongjiang. Guizhou, China, is underwater. Floodwaters surged past 837 feet, wiping out neighborhoods, roads, and forcing over 80,000 people to evacuate. The entire city is gone. Families returning to nothing but wreckage. Locals say it's the worst than anything they've ever seen in their lifetime, and the locals are probably the elders. They're calling this a once in 50-year flood, but this is bigger. Zhangyun, Hume, and Providences are now sinking. This isn't a freak incident. This is a chain reaction of chaos, and the world is barely paying attention. Now, I find that last sentence to be interesting, that this is a chain reaction of chaos, and the world isn't paying attention. In my catastrophic live stream that I'll do next Monday, if I'm not working, we talk about catastrophic flooding and what it's going to look like. Now, back in 2020, there was catastrophic flooding not catastrophic, but it was a lot of water in the Bronx. In the middle of the Bronx, where I work, there has never been any kind of flooding, but that rainstorm, there was flooding all over New York. And I had images of us in water, which I'm going to pull up so you guys can see what we were dealing with. But we were walking into water in basement apartments up to our chests. Never in my entire career have we ever dealt with anything like that. We went into one building, an apartment building, where their basement level is their lobby. So they have to go down to come back up again. And the water was up to our waist because they were up the hill a little bit. So the water was up to our waist at that point. But when we got towards the bottom of a hill, and it wasn't a giant grade hill, it was maybe a 2% grade, maybe 3. By the time we got to the bottom, to the last building, the water was up to our chest. And refrigerators and couches were floating inside the apartment. Again, I don't have pictures of the apartment, but I can show you pictures of what we were dealing with that day. And yeah, a lot of flooding all over the place. And then when the rain stopped, the water found its way down drains, and then it was done. So that lady's apartment, and by the way, we went into that apartment because someone said there was a lady in there. What I was expecting was to find a lady either laying on a couch floating by, or just, casually floating in her apartment. We get all the way to the back of the bedroom, and now as we're walking in this flood, I'm dragging my feet and dragging the Halligan around to make sure that we don't. Yeah, Jakin, we thought about that after we got out. So to make sure that her body wasn't at the bottom somewhere. So we're walking through this real slow, methodically. We're doing almost like a grid search. There's only 2 of us in there. And we get to the back, and someone goes, "Yo, they got her out." I was like, motherfuckers. They had to have done this on purpose. They waited till we got to the back of the bedroom, to the back room, to tell us she got out. Anyway, yes, we were thinking about electrocution as we were in there, but we had to go look for her. So it was sort of like it was a suck it up moment, But like halfway through, I thought about it when I saw the power box. I was like, shit. I said, this is gonna get interesting. But yeah, we made it out. So there was that cyclone. Is it a cyclone? So it was. Listen, nonetheless, it was fun. It was probably the most fun I had in a long time. Because the fun part of our job, guys, in a lot of cases, the fun comes in when you're like, oh shit, we could die, and that's when the fun starts kicking in. At least for me, there've been a couple cases where I was like, oh shit, this is on, and then we and then we get to we get out of the situation, we turn around, we're like, oh man, that was fucking a close one. That's when it gets fun. Typhoon, thank you. It was a typhoon, not a cyclone. Appreciate it, guys. A typhoon. That's what they were hit with. But some of the images that I have on my phone, man, are just like, holy shit. Like the river absolutely went over the banks. And maybe I'll do a video on this and then you guys can see the picture on there. But yeah, I don't, you know what, maybe I'll try to dress it up some. Give me a second. Maybe I could put some, a photo or two on here without shutting down my live stream. So give me a second as I edit and make it look responsible. But yeah, so those are the oh shit moments that we've had in our career. And those are always the most fun you're going to have. It's when you turn around and you go, we almost bit the bullet on that one. But again, that's why we became firefighters. We became firefighters because part of us are adrenaline junkies. The other side of us, we just want to do the right thing while we're here on this planet. That's the other side of that coin. So, all right, I'll be able to put up 2 pictures on here. So give me a second. Of course, right? The one day I don't need this. Bang. Come on. There you go. All right. So let's see what this looks like without shutting down the live stream. I'm going to put one picture at a time on. See if you guys get it. Okay, so that's the province they were talking about. As you guys can see, it's a little on the big side, but there's a lot of water there. That's one picture. And the second shot is this one, which looks better. Let me give you guys a second shot. And that's it on the most of it. I mean, look at some of the buildings. If you look closely at the center of the picture, down towards the bottom, you'll see what looks like homes that are completely submerged underwater. Right? So, BLM back again. This guy's funny when he pops up, when he's in his moods. Anyway, so as you can see, guys, there goes a lot of the residential buildings on the water. Obviously, the taller buildings are not. They're sticking out, but their first few floors must be on the water. Oceanfront property is an understatement. All right, so let me pull the other one back up. Again, really shitty image, but I'll try to find better pictures and clean it up. A little bit. But yeah, so this is it. And that sucks. But yeah, so that's it. That's going on in China right now. So that's yeah, so where is this? Mary Taylor, that's in China. The Zhengyun province, I think. I'm pretty sure I'm saying it wrong, but it wasn't just in that where you're looking at. Is Rongjiang, China. That's where they said the surge surpassed 837 feet, but they also had this problem in Guangxi, Hunan, and a couple of other provinces are also underwater. Oh man, some of the comments from they just took him down. CLM back again. It's pretty funny. Anyway, I know. I mean, I know that he's not supposed to do that, but it's motherfuckers. um, it's funny when shit like that goes on. Anyway, 58,000 seconds. That's 68,000 seconds now, Mr. Landfill. It's a lot of seconds. But anyway, so guys, with all of that, with everything that's going on, I wonder if we're all being distracted from the real problems we could be having. Now, yes, America could be doing HARP. We don't know. I know that China has HARP as well. So that wouldn't be a smart idea for them to I'm going to verb it now, HARP China, right? That wouldn't make any sense. If they have something similar. It's not HARP, but they have something similar to it. So there is that. But the catastrophic and apocalyptic scenario live stream, that's for another day. Now, as far as the timeline, our Doomsday timeline being accelerated, I think, guys, that the Doomsday that we're all waiting for is going to be a false flag. But don't be mistaken, a lot of people are going to pass away. Oh, somebody else said they were farming here. Tony. Oh, thank you for your service, sir. That's why I became a state slogan in Wisconsin is forward. Yeah, listen, man, it's being a fireman is just one of like the best jobs in the world. I mean, like there are no other jobs in the world other than that. People like, would you do anything else? No, the fuck I wouldn't. I wouldn't do nothing else. There's nothing better than being a fireman. I'm sorry. The culture is insanity, and only a few can deal with the culture. And then you have the putting your dick on the line aspect. Awesome. You know, it's the best job in the world. There's no other job that beats it. I don't care if you're a baseball player or a millionaire, nothing beats being a fireman. I would rather be a fireman all day than a millionaire. I would rather be a firefighter all day than being a baseball or a hockey star or a football star or a basketball star or a rapper for that matter. This is the only job. It is not because all I know, is because I sought it after this job since I was a kid, right? Scott, what do I think the false flag would be? I think the false flag is going to be many events. It's not going to be one thing. It's not going to be a bunch of dudes in the city, you know, yelling Allah Akbar. I think it's going to be a multitude of events leading to a catastrophic societal failure. And then, and only then, will the elites step in like heroes and offer help and sanction, sanction and food and water, and that's how they're going to get us. They're going to get a lot of people in that way. And that way you you destroy a lot of the human race, you get rid of a lot of them, and you turn around and you take care of what you got left, which is not many of us. Again, this is just a theory. This is just me talking shit. That's all it is. I'm not going to sit here and think I know what I'm talking. I have no fucking clue what's going to happen. But just starting to connect the dots, you know, it's not looking right. So it's undoubtedly going to look like shit. But yeah, it's going to be a multi-facet event. So we're probably going to start with a good old another pen exercise, right? So we're going to have something happen on that front. Some new virus is going to be released. And then we're going to have people who are scared run and go get the arm ticket. And the arm ticket, which is not fully checked out yet, is going to be injected into people's arms, and then they're going to, then a lot of people are going to pass away from that. All right, so I don't think I can air this on here, but Adriana sent me a clip. Let's see if I can do this without the sound. All right, so the sound is off, but according to the text above, it says 5 days left guide visiting major cities, landmarks. but I'm sure there's nothing to worry about, guys. In case you missed it, I post the entire thread on this guy's ominous threats. Now it's a Muslim guy in what looks like Vegas making threats. So when this video is over, when this live stream's over, I'm going to address this, listen to it, and see if I can do a video and then play it for you guys to watch. But right now, that's what we're looking at. The trolls are awesome. Planet X, that's another theory, but that hasn't been found to be true yet. Though, I think it does exist. I think they're hiding it from us, but that's a different subject for a different day. Now, guys, as far as the Doomsday timeline, AI is definitely going to play a role. Now, as far as nuclear war, I don't think that's going to happen. I think those threats are going to become more. We're going to hear about more threats, but I definitely think there might be a tactical nuke launched somewhere in some small town or some sacrificial city, and they're going to launch it, and then people are going to go, look, they launched a nuke, and it's going to scare the shit out of everybody. And then they're going to be in that city, or wherever it might be, whether that's New York or Chicago somewhere, and then they're going to look at it and go, look at that, they took our people out. And it's going to start a fake nuclear war, which is going to get more people scared. And anxiety, guys, does a number on you when you're anxious, right? When you're scared and you're anxious, people are undoubtedly going to start, looking for help, looking for a way to get out, and they're going to turn to AI. And AI is going to be that accelerator of the doomsday, or rather the societal collapse. Now, as far as AI dooming society, that is on the table. There has been too many studies from AI groups that suggest that AI is going in that direction, and it's going faster than we would like. Rhonda, it's a sort of a war games. Yes, it's a sort of a war games. Thank you, Trump 1, for bringing up It Messes With Your Brain. I want you guys to do me a favor. Go research a video on Alexa and children or child reactions. Look that up. I find that to be very, very strange, and I think a lot of people need to pay attention to their kids when they activate Alexa. But there are a lot of kids that are apparently very afraid of Alexa, and people are trying to figure out why. It sounds like a human, but some people there's a theory that there might be a hidden message in there scaring kids, or a signal that kids can hear that we can't. But anyway, thank you for bringing up that. I'm going to do a video on that one as well, because I think that's very odd. Something to think about. Anyway, but many sky anomalies. Yes, here, Merc. If I said your name right, there are definitely a lot of sky anomalies going on. But anyway, guys, I personally believe with all of this going on, we're being played against one another in every facet of life. Every single subject you can think about, we're being played on. We're being pitted against each other, because I think that's what they want. They want us to fight with each other for the duration, however long the fuck we're here. It's more than mind control, because now that they have AI, and now that they have, unless you were talking about the kid thing, I'd be afraid of Alexa too. Yeah, look up the Alexa thing. It's a pretty interesting, culmination of videos of kids reacting scared to Alexa. And in the video, the parents Alexa doesn't even respond. The parent just says, Alexa, can you? And the kids respond like they saw the devil. And one kid crawled into his father's lap. Another kid just hit the ground and put her face on the ground and didn't move. A lot of weird shit with this Alexa stuff. Granted, I know Alexa and the other one is listening all the time, but there's got to be something to it. Definitely. Order out of chaos. Sarita, exactly. Order out of chaos is it. You create enough chaos, you create a dystopia. You create a dystopia, you can control the people who are left. Now, for the masses, us, we will be able to survive in chaos. I like chaos. I think I can thrive in chaos very, very well. Peace is where I can also live in. but I live in chaos a lot better than I do in peace. Like I can go camping and sit there and stare at the fire for hours, not on my phone, just staring at the fire and getting lost in my thoughts. But I could also be in a chaotic scene and be comfortable. There are many of us that can do that. It's not like a special skill. A lot of us can do that. And when the chaos starts, there are also a lot of people who can't deal with the chaos. And that's the normies. The normies can't deal with the chaos. They're the ones that are going to break first, and they're the ones that are going to go run seeking help. And whatever guiding light or beacon of hope flashes first, those people are going to run to that. They're going to run to the elite's hotel or, concentration camp, whatever you want to call it. They're going to run to that, and that's going to be their beacon of hope. Right? So I think that's the direction that they're headed in with all of this. It's the timeline being accelerated so that they can have more control over us. But sorry. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I apologize. But responding. So yeah, I think that's the direction we're going in. Kids definitely know when things are off, they just don't know how to explain it. Crystal Dawn. So there was a kid in the end of that video, the compilation of videos, there was one kid that was talking and he was like, it's scary. And the kid goes, Alexa, the kid said, Alexa scares me to death. And the kid was whispering. And the kid's whispering, and she's like, the kid, there's a boy, I think, and the kid's whispering, and then the mother goes, why are you whispering? And the kid goes, I don't want her to hear us. And the kid had to be 2 years old, maybe, 3. And I was like, yo, it was just the way the kid was interacting with the mother. And the parents thought it was funny. Now, again, guys, because we are conspiracy theorists, most of us are anyway, we're conspiracy theorists, we're looking at this from another angle. We're looking at this from this can't be good if kids are reacting to Alexa in this manner. Granted, there are a lot of kids that are also reacting poorly to getting their cell phones or, digital items, the electronic items taken away from them. Kids are reacting poorly to that. Now, keep in mind, in the 90s and the 80s, there were kids who used to throw temper tantrums if their parents took their video games away from them. But that was few, far in between. But now, again, there are compilations of videos of kids getting their electronic devices taken away from them, and they are reacting like crackheads, but instant withdrawal. Not like, crackheads like, come on man, I'll suck your dick. I mean, like, the kids are like lashing out like they were unplugged from a machine too early, and their brain is scrambling to figure out what's going on, and they're screaming and yelling and carrying on. So we are seeing that. Yeah, your TV's listening now too. Now, get this, 10 years ago, when people said your TV's listening and your TV's watching you, people were like, no, it's not. Look where we are today. When conspiracy theorists, guys, were saying that your phone is listening, I remember saying your phone was listening like 10, 15 years ago, and guys in the firehouse used to break my balls. You are crazy, that's not going to happen, that's against the law, yada, yada, yada. Guess what we're all talking about now? Our phone's listening. Our phones listen to us sleep. And our phones, when it gets AI, it's probably going to start breaking up. Is this motherfucker, is he snoring? Oh my God, he's snoring. Got to record him snoring. That's the kind of shit AI phones are going to start doing. Breaking our balls, making fun of us for snoring. You sound like a fat, stuffed pig, Or it'll try to smother us in our sleep by some fucking means. But nonetheless, guys, here we are. And the whole threat of the nuclear option, I know that it's on the table, but I'm starting to think maybe even a nuclear option is false. I think it's bullshit. I think they keep throwing that out there to keep us nervous and scared. I definitely do. But yeah, Prepper Revelator. Listen, or a couple of years. Because I remember, again, I mentioned his name enough, but like Louis Farrakhan. the shit that Louis Farrakhan said like 20, 30 years ago, more like 30, 35 years ago, excuse me, the shit he was saying back then and the shit we are seeing now, he was not wrong. When he went on his tirade about, like, especially Hasidics in New York, when he went on his tirade about them, he wasn't wrong. But of course, when he said it, he was a scumbag, he was a piece of shit, he's an asshole. Now, I don't like the man because I think he had Malcolm X killed. But again, that's my my conspiracy theory, and that actually broke up the Nation of Islam. That broke up into two different factions because of something Farrakhan did with the Nation of Islam that pissed off a lot of people, and they broke ways and they started their own faction. But still, what he said, what was going to happen in the future, started to happen. And now he's starting to make his rounds, and he seems to be way more of a calmer dude than he was back then, because everything he said was true, and people are like, yo, this guy wasn't fucking far off, man. So I definitely want to get a Faraday bag for my phone, and then throw it into the microwave on top of the Faraday bag. No, Uptech. I know you talked about that, or somebody brought that up about him and Alex Jones. I would definitely watch that. I think you sent me the link. Somebody sent me the link, and I said I'm gonna watch it, and I never got around to it. All I'm saying, guys, is that Louis Farrakhan might be a scumbag, but he was on to some shit back then. That's all I'm saying. There were a lot of people that were onto a lot of shit back then, And now that we're listening, now that we're seeing it unfold, we're like, what the hell's going on? Well, that's going on. What was it? Behold a Pale Horse, right? That was another one. That's a good read. All of the shit in there. People saw the future, guys, long ago because they paid attention to patterns. Now, the one thing, again, this is a theoretical room, but there's a group of people in Langley, and I'm pretty sure the Chinese and the Russians have them too. But it's a room of dudes that are in this room, and this room is shut off from the rest of the world. No communication could go in or out. I think they have the ability to communicate outside now, I think, but I know before there was no communication in or out of this room. And this room sat the most intelligent people in the world. And they sat there and they looked at patterns. And they looked at the patterns and they go, this is going to be a disaster on this day. And they would say why and how come and where. They were able to pinpoint it down to the hour. Now, a lot of the bigger events that go on, they were probably able to stop because they were able to look at it and go, okay, there's going to be a catastrophic event at this nuclear facility on this day. And they were good at that. That was their job. And their job was to look at patterns and identify shit. Now, I don't know if those guys still exist. I don't know if this room still exists. But they used to live in Langley, or on the Langley base, if that makes sense, or near Langley, wherever it was. But they were in Langley. That much I knew. And I heard about these guys growing up. My entire life growing up, I heard about them. And I heard about the shit that they were able to stop. It was all kinds of shit they were able to do and stop. No one talks about it. Nobody talks about it. Only the few who know about these people. But again, I don't know if they still exist. I don't know if they got rid of them because they were able to fucking pinpoint. As a matter of fact, somebody stated that they were able to pinpoint when the Challenger was going to fucking go off. Except for they thought because NASA was so high tech and they checked they checked all the boxes and they did everything they were supposed to do, that was less likely to happen. In fact, there was a story that NASA was warned about this, and NASA goes, the fuck out of here with this bullshit. And then it happened. Again, that is a rumor, a story I heard. I don't know how true it is. All we know is that the Challenger did go kablooey. But whether or not they figured it out, that's another story. Look up the Good Club. I'll try to remember that. When you guys ask me to look shit up, you gotta email it to me. Because by the time I get off of here, I'm on to something else. Right now, I'm trying to get the photography business off the ground. So that's why my main focus outside of these two channels and my fitness channel that I'm trying to, get off the ground and start making some money and passing along good knowledge. And so on the fitness channel, that channel is going to be solely based on dumbing down the science of getting fit and over 40, fitness over 40. So that's going to be the main focus of that channel. And I'm trying to step it up with these two current channels now. and then it's basically it. It's basically what I'm focusing on. Try not to focus on too much because it can be easy. And yes, guys, if you don't mind, hit the thumbs up. The thumbs up helps with the algorithm, as you know, but they're always changing the algorithm, so I don't know. Every week is something new. Every week is like, spin around in a circle, shake your dick, and then, the algorithm will pick it up. I can't figure out the algorithm. And they do it on purpose. They keep you guessing all the time. But, guys, on the Angry Truth, we're going to talk about your genetic coding being altered. That is a live stream I think a lot of people might be interested in, because there was a panel that talked about the coding of your genetic coding being switched around by the arm ticket, and we know what was in the arm ticket. But again, we'll address that in the live stream later tonight. Sue said, speaking of fitness, I'm officially down to 150 pounds. I've lost 180 and 15 more to go. You lost 180 pounds, or you came from 180 pounds? That's a lot. I know that I was 270 when I started this. I'm currently at 253. I broke the threshold last night. And so I'm hoping to hit 250 by next week. I can hit 250, 240 should come easy. And then once I get to 240, 235, I'm going to try to stay around there. But I'm going to try to shred down from that point. So once I hit the 240 mark, I'm going to try to shred down. Shredding down will probably mean looking thinner. But we'll see. We shall see. I was officially down 25 pounds this morning. Let's see where I'm at tomorrow morning. 449 just due to Palestinian diet. I'm 188 kilograms, metric rules. Yeah, fever goals. Good for you, because I'm not going to figure that shit out. What is that? 188. Is that like 170 or some shit like that? Did I get that right? Or 180? Is it 170? Hey, whatever. 10 pounds or so. 10 pounds a whole. I tell you this much, man. Last night I got up. This morning I got up. I felt really good. I got up. I was like, holy shit. Felt energetic. I felt light. I was like, all right. So then I went and got on the scale. I was like, because my stopping weight was 255. I kept stopping it, wouldn't break. Then I broke it, and I'm like, and once you break that tough weight, the next like 10 to 20 pounds comes off a little easier, and then you're gonna stall again, and then you gotta switch it up, and then it drops some more. But again, that's Google it, bro. I'm not Googling shit, dude. Remind me, and then I'll Google it. I'm not Googling it now. People always ask me to do shit in the middle. I mean, like, yeah, certain things I'm gonna Google, but not the fucking diet. I know there's a water diet that I was told I can do. I lost 5 pounds in 10 years. Nice. Oh, read the book, I lost 5 pounds in 10 years. Okay. I'm not going to, but all right. Stop eating crabs. I was a big lobster fan. Big lobster fan. Listen, I haven't seen 253 in like 10 years, so. And listen, I do appreciate the congratulations, but this is where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be at a lighter weight. I'm not supposed to be lugging around 280 fucking pounds, right? I was 277 when I started. You round up, it was 280. And I was actually 280 that week, but when I jumped on the scale to start, I was 277. So I dropped a good amount of weight, man, because I just didn't want to be fat anymore. And people like, you owe it? No, I didn't. The fuck I did. No 5'10" dude looks good at 177 pounds. You just don't. You just don't. It just looks odd. So the lighter I can get, the better it is. I'm still pushing weight because I still want to be able to do certain things, like, throw people across the room. But I'm doing kettlebells and lifting weight. Those are my two, and then jump ropes, which after this, I'm going to try to squeeze in a bike ride and a jump rope before I go to bed. What the fuck are macros? Johnny threw it away. Macros are the signs of eating the right amount of food, if that makes sense. The right amount of carbs, fat, and protein correlating to your body weight, either what you want to keep or what you want to lose, or what you want to gain. and you go through your macros, and your macros, if you hit them right, you're going to gain muscle, you're going to gain, or you're going to lose weight or lose fat for that matter. And macros are important when you want to lose fat, but you want to keep your muscle. I'm 5'10". I'm not that tall. I don't know why people keep thinking I'm tall. You know, like I stand up in my videos too, and for some reason people are like, you look taller. How the fuck do I look taller? How does somebody look taller in a video? I guess, I mean, I'm not Wolverine short, but I'm also not, you know, I'm not like a tall dude. 230 would be a good weight for you. That's, I mean, yeah, like 240, 230, but like I said, 245 to 240, 240, 245, and I'm going to try to rip from there. But getting ripped is going to take me another few months. So obviously when I hit that rip weight, I'll do a video on the rip weight. But right now, I'm videoing live streaming. I'm videoing my journey into losing weight. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to work. I was supposed to be off. Sunday morning, I'm going to do a video, a hiking video, a walking video, and I'm getting back to doing those videos for YouTube on the Angryprepper Fitness channel. There's a lot of information out there, man. I'm going to like get it all out there so people can lose weight. Yeah, Adriana, I mean, like, yeah, you're 5'2", I'm 5'10". I mean, like, you know, I'm just 5'10". Like, listen, I remember putting 5'10" on my dating profile, and women would, you know, like, they're like, you know, you seem taller. I'm like, I put 5'10". 5'10's not 6 feet. It's not 5'7". It's 5'10". You know, like, I don't understand that. Like, when people are like, I thought you would have been taller. I'm like, what do you mean? I put it on a, whatever, man. You know, it's just that people are either dumb or just annoyingly, or they have hopes for your height. They're like, oh, I always wanted a tall guy. Listen, I could, nothing. My height, I can still do the you know, certain things. Is there a problem with the volume? Ben, that's the second time I think you said that. Or they have hopes for your height. Like, oh, I always want a tall guy. Listen, I could, nothing. My height. No, the volume's all right on my end. Yeah, the sound's okay on my end. It's like 5'10's a good height, and that's what, like, I remember women saying that. They're like, guys lie about their height all the time. I'm like, why? I don't understand. Listen, when I was doing the whole dating thing, I didn't understand when people would lie about their height or their age. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you lie about your height and your age? You know, I mean, like, guys, you know, I don't know. I don't get it, man. Because if you go on that date, that chick's gonna meet you, and she's gonna look at you, and she's gonna be like, you're not 6 feet, you're 5'7". And meanwhile, you're all like short and shit. I don't get it. You know, the three things you don't lie about: age, height, and for men, penis size. Those are the three things you don't lie about, ever. You could lie about money, don't know why you would, but fine. You could lie about the cars you drive, don't know why you would, but okay. But you can't lie about something that a person could look at and go, mm-mm. You can't lie about your build. Women have told me guys lied about their build. I'm like, why would you lie about your build? Why would you sit there and say, you know, I'm built like, you know, like fucking The Rock. And then you show up on your date and you're built like Grimace. Like, why would you do that? You know? I don't get it. I don't understand it. You know, and women lying about their age, that's the crazy shit of putting the filter on. And then you meet these chicks and you're like, bitch, you look like a rundown Rosie O'Donnell. Why would you lie about that? You know? Like, a lot of women, when they did the pictures, they will always do their pictures from above. And it would always be like from here up so you could see their cute face. Meanwhile, you meet her and she's as big as a house. And I'm like, yo, if you would have said that shit from the beginning, that guy wouldn't have stood you up. But you lied about it, and then he saw you and he was like, no, absolutely not. Don't lie about your weight. Don't lie about your height. Well, no, someone just mentioned something about who's comparing penis size. Well, no, Patty. Women would tell me guys would always lie about that. They would just sit there and they go, oh, you know, you better be ready for the thunder. I was like, somebody's still saying that? You better be ready for the thunder? What is this? What are we, in the fucking 80s? The chick told me the guy said that to her. I thought she was fucking with me. I'm like, no, he didn't say that. He's like, yeah. He's like, I come with the thunder. I was like, okay, that's some real 80s bullshit. He might have been our age, but I'm not sure. It's just funny what people lie about. And I get it that you want to, like be liked and you want to be perceived as a certain way. But when it comes time to show and prove, man, yo, if you don't have the thunder or the height or the, you don't have it, yo, it's bad. It's bad. Well, come with the thunder. I mean, yo, when she said that, I thought she was lying because it was in a movie in the 80s. Forgot what movie. I was, so then she said, the guy said that to her. I said, so I hope you know he was lying to you. She goes, oh, yeah, absolutely, because no one says that anymore. I was like, my God, like, for example, don't lie about, being able to pick chicks up, when it comes time to, and, the story I heard, not even a story I heard, I saw a video of a guy trying to pick a chick up. She was like, you can't pick me up. Now, keep in mind, this bitch was built like the fucking, like 12 Eiffel Towers. She was tall and she was big, and the guy was like smaller than me. And he tried to pick her up, and I thought I heard his spine snapping too. I heard click, click, and that was it. And he was like, I could get you up. And he kept trying. And I don't know, it was the grease from the fat coming out of her skin or the skinniness and the weakness of him. But yo, he couldn't get it together. He couldn't pick her up. She was all like this, and then I thought I heard his back snap, and then he gave up. After I thought I heard a click or a pop, and he was just like, boop, and he was done, man. I was like, holy shit. But yeah, man, I don't understand why people lie about dumb shit like that. Like, guys will lie about like the money they make. Yo, I make 6 figure. I'm like, but what are you bringing home? It's Joe. The dating game's terrible. It's just terrible. It's horrendous, man. Women lie about shit, and women are like, you gotta take care of me, and you make sure I got all the monies, and you make sure my hair is dead, and I have fresh this and that. I'm like, bitch, you better go show your feet and your toesies on OnlyFans. Get out of here with that shit. That's how bad it is. Oh no. Come on, man. All right. Like all week, I've been looking to go to a good fire. And there's a good fire going on west of me. And it's a second alarm. That means my company's there. Sons of Beaches. That sucks, man. That hurts. That hurts my bones. But whatever. So anyway, Diddy coming back to Broadway. Just watch. Yo. Yeah, did it go to a third alarm? If it's at a 2 alarm now, it's definitely going to go to a third. But I'm pretty sure. No, I'm not on call. I'm not. I'm at home, sitting with you guys, missing all the action. So anyway, I'm going to get back to work, and guys are going to be like, oh, you missed another one. Why don't you go fuck yourself? Fuck, you missed another job. I tell guys, I only go to fucking third alarm or greater. That's like my thing when I'm driving the chief around. But anyway, not the point. The point is, guys, is the Doomsday timeline is being accelerated. Do not lie on your dating profiles or your dates. Please don't put Jason Momoa. Guys have done that. Women have put up, who was it? There was a chick that they put up, and I'm like, I know that chick. And, obviously she wasn't on a dating site, but I'm like, I know who she is. And somebody was trying to pass it off being her. I'm like, why? There was, and listen, I'm sorry, ladies, and guys, there is such a thing as ugly. And in this world, in this universe we live in, yes, you can be ugly alone for a long time. There was a chick that I saw a video on. She was horrendous. She was bad. And I felt bad for her because she had like these giant lips, and her teeth were all fucking jacked up. I mean, I don't have any perfect teeth myself, but her teeth were jacked up, man. And her teeth were coming out past her lips. How's that even possible? But anyway, just imagine going on a date with this lady. First of all, you see her and she smiles and her teeth are like shink, 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 and they're coming out of her mouth. And now you're looking at this lady like, oh shit, now you're on a date, so what do you do? So now, and then at the end of the night, she wants to make out with you. How do you make out with blades of fucking mouth? They're ching, 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 they're coming out like you trying to get around it without getting cut. But yo, it's bad, man. It's bad. She was bad. I felt bad for her. Like there are people out there that are so ugly you feel bad for them. This lady I felt bad for. And she was trying to be sexy in her video too. She was like singing and trying to be sexy. She was like, and I was just like, yo, no, put it away. It was bad. She was just, I felt bad for her, man. Was she willing? I don't know. It was a video I was fucking watching. I don't know. Jason definitely got laid. Like, it was bad. It was just holy shit time. You go on a date, and she's showing like there are a lot of women like ladies. If you're gonna go on a dating site, please don't put your titties hanging out. And then when a guy goes on a date with, it was a barracuda mouth. Yes, full grown, exactly. Barracuda mouth. It was bad. But anyway, yeah. So if you're gonna put your profile on a dating site, don't leave the titties or the fucking, leave them. Don't get me wrong, I like a good pair of tits, but not on a dating site because you're sending the wrong signal. Because then it's these same women, when I talk to them, like, guys are treating me like shit. And I'm looking at their profile, I'm like, well, I can see why. Because if you have breasts hanging out, guys are thinking that you're fucking putting out. She had Edward Scissormouth. Yes, she did. Yo, I don't want to do that. That's kind of ugly. But I might have to. No, I don't want to do it. No, I'm going to leave it alone. But if I could find a video or a picture, I'll leave a link to it. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to make matters worse, man. But, yeah. I like nice, real teeth. Yeah, I think a lot of people do. This lady looked like she hadn't visited the dentist since she was 2, because her teeth were everywhere. And I'm looking at her mouth like an idiot. I'm looking at her mouth and analyzing. I'm like, could she get braces at this point, or do they have to shift her teeth around and break her jaw and all this other crazy shit to get her shit in order? She was far begone. And the comment section was fucking insanity. How is everybody? Edley, yeah, you're late. We're talking about all kinds of shit right now. Master Blaster, it was worse than Snaggletooth. It was way worse than that. It was far beyond that. Far beyond that. It was bad. It was bad. Just bad. Dating sites are more like hookup sites. Yeah, they are. They are. Women like, these guys, all they want is sex. I'm like, and so do women. But yeah, it is what it is. Prepper Wilson, I guess. Thank you. But yeah, man. It was a fucked up video. The hell, wrong? Jason, old 40-year-old. He said, dude, you're like 50. Yeah, I am. I'm 48, or I'll be 48. Yeah, but 40 year. What am I? 48. So 45 would have been my threshold, or 42, the youngest I would go. Anything under 40, you're asking for problems, But yeah. I've never been on a dating site. Yeah, Maria Jackson is overrated. I mean, there's some good sites out there. There's some legit sites out there, but a lot of them, man, they're just And the thing is that everybody's looking for I think the problem with dating is that everybody's looking for the perfect person. I think that's the problem. I think we're all setting ourselves for downfall. I was just looking for a chick with similar interests, not anything crazy, similar interests. Thank you, Skydive. My Skydive for 5 minute heads up. But a lot of people are looking for the exact mirror image of themselves. And that's why they're not going to find it. And then the other side of that coin is you got women looking for guys that are making 6 figures, this, that, and the third, and all the other fucking bullshit. They're looking for this perfect dude that does not exist, There are women out there who don't like guys with dad bods, but meanwhile they look like fucking, a younger Rosie O'Donnell, You got women who are built like crackheads. the crackheads around here, they're always hitting on me. I'm like, not for nothing, man, but like, you know, dating sites, I had my issues on there, so I'm not on it anymore, right? But then, you know, to talk to a chick in the street, a chick is gonna give you the cold shoulder, or you don't know how to approach it because you don't know she's gonna get a rapist. But then I'm walking down the street and I got a fucking crackhead like, oh my God, you're sexy. Get the fuck away from me. You know? Like if I had some crack, I'd be like, get away, and then I'd throw it and like let her chase it away. Because this shit that's out there is fucking insanity. Insanity. I'm just like, why the fuck are crackheads always hollering at me? Always. They're like, oh man, what I would do to you. You ain't doing a fucking thing to me. That's what you're not doing. You're not touching me, you're not breathing on me, you're not looking at me that way. You're not even thinking about me in that aspect. Don't. I don't want to fucking even hear about it. I don't want to hear, oh man, you look that. Stop. Stop. That's not what I want. I want like a Jennifer Aniston or fucking whatchamacallit be like, oh, you're a good looking fella, you know? No, I don't get that. I get the fucking crackhead with the pop belly fucking talking shit to me. And not for nothing, these chicks, when they say this shit, it's not like I'm like, you know, she's gonna be like, oh my God, you're hot. I'm like, oh my God, all my dreams. All my dreams, I wanted somebody like you. You know? It's always the fat, snaggletooth chick that smells like cheese. They're always hitting on me and shit. They're like, oh, I could gyrate on you. You can't gyrate on shit. Get away from me. Stop. I don't want to fucking hear it. Don't even look at me that way. It's fucking bad. Like, there's just a shit. Like, one chick, a couple of times, not one, a couple of times, you know, we walk in, we got our bunker gear on, or just our helmet, and we walk in, and they're like, oh my God, I got a fire in my pants. That's called a venereal disease. Maybe you should go get yourself checked out. You know? Like, don't tell me you got a fire. Like, again, why can't a hot chick be like, oh man, I'm hot and bothered. You want to come and, you know, put this fire out? Yes. No, we don't get that. We always get the fucking, you know, we always get fucking Schwanita. You know, and Schwanita's holding on to fucking 8 kids, and she's like, oh man, I like another daddy in my life. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Yo, it's always bad. Do firemen get hit on a lot? Edley, yes, by the wrong people. By the wrong people. You know? And then when it's always somebody ugly, you try to hide behind a probie, you're like, oh, she's talking about you, dude. She's talking about you. You know, yeah, you see him? He's young. He's a strapping young man. He's younger than I am. I'd be like, I'm old and fucking 60 years old. Leave me alone. And I drag my feet as I walk away. Because I'm like, I don't want them to hit on me. You know? But it's always the wrong ones. It's never the hot ones, man. Never, you know? And someone said Jennifer Aniston's a dude. You bite your tongue. But anyway, listen, man. That's the give her the hose. The real hose, not my hose, but the hose. Yeah, but that was fucking. That's just some nonsense. Like again, I can never get like the fucking one. And there are hot chicks all over the place. They're like walking around. They don't even look at you. But the fucking crackhead, she'll be like, and you see it. You see it from a fucking million miles away. We're walking towards the building, and the crackhead's like, she's like, oh, there he goes. I'm like, you better fucking not. Stop. Leave me alone. Yeah, and I sort of understand what harassment's like when women talk about it. I'm like, that's what it must be like when women are getting harassed by ugly dudes. This chick is harassing me. Walk faster. You gotta run. You can't walk faster. You gotta break off into a dead sprint. You know? Sometimes I try to walk behind dudes and they just don't stop. They're like, oh my God, look at those arms. I like to have those arms around me. No, I don't. No, you don't. Because my arms would fucking wind up choking you the fuck out. Get the hell away from me, man. I don't understand that. My arms around you. What is this, a fucking love story? You know, I'm fucking Fabio now? No, this is not happening, Shakria. We're not fucking having this kind of relationship. Get away from me. But it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. It's never that way. It's never like a Michelle Rodriguez or fucking Cameron Diaz, you know, like, hey, never that. It's always the fat crackhead. And you know what it is? It's always a fat crackhead. Always. Skinny crackheads, they're not good looking. But the fat crackhead who you wonder, how the fuck is she on crack and still fat? That's what I want to know. You know, she took the fucking weight loss program called Crackatonia and she didn't lose any of the fucking weight. Yep. Yeah, I'm going to act like a baby when a fat crackhead hits on me. You better fucking believe it. Watching. Jennifer Aniston's still hot. She is still hot, but she's not Friends hot. She was Friends hot fucking friend years ago, but she's not Friends hot anymore. But she's still hot for her age. What the fuck did I just walk in on? Grit and Grace, we're going off the air now. Anyway, with that being said, guys, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. You never have to, but you always do. I'm going to go off the air now, head over to the Angry Truth channel. We're going to talk about the arm ticket and it changing your genetic coding. I had to say it that way because of YouTube. Other than that, low IQ. Do I have a low IQ? I probably do, but I don't care. See you guys in the next one. If not, I will see you guys next week, either Monday or Thursday if I'm at work all week. Other than that, guys, good night, and see some of you guys on the Angry Truth channel.